Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School.
Uses of transformer. Number 1. The small transformers are used in radio receivers, telephones, loudspeaker, etc. There is a loudspeaker, the output of the loudspeaker, there is a transformer. In telephone, there are 2 at the receiver and the transmitter. And the radio receiver, that is TV and the refrigerator. The radio receiver, that is whatever radio we use, that is receiver. And transmitter, radio transmitter is a radio station, generally. Whatever we keep in our house, the radio, that is whether pocket radio or the box type, that is of Philips or any other brand, then that is the receiver. It is a radio receiver because it receives the signal. We call it in short as a radio. So it is used in the radio receiver or radio, telephones, loudspeaker, etc. In voltage regulator for TV and refrigerator to control regulate the voltage required for the device or that gadget. Air conditioners and computer. If voltage fluctuation there in the supply, it may damage your computer or fridge or the air conditioner or computer, etc. So voltage regulator is used to give the required voltage in the output. So there is a transformer used in it. Next is stabilizing power supply. The power supply is stabilized by using the transformer. Fourth, step down transformer is used for operating the large current for electric welding. For electric welding, we have to melt the metal, iron, etc. So we need a high current. Correct? The iron melts at about 1500 degrees Celsius. So it needs a high current. So the step down transformer, voltage will be down, current will be high. Step down transformer is used for that. Now, the step down transformer is used in the induction furnace also. In induction furnace, we have to melt the metal for casting or any other purpose. Next, so metal is to be melted, that is needs a high temperature, that is produced by step down, by using a step down transformer because it supplies more current, high current. 6. A step up transformer is used for production of X-ray. X-ray needs a very high temperature, very high voltage, so it can pull out the electron from the cathode of a X-ray tube invented by Röntgen, before, just in the end of the 20th century. A step-up transformer is used in the production of X-ray. There is a very short wavelength wave. There are electromagnetic waves. 7, we will see in the next chapter about the waves. 7. This is the most important use of a transformer in the transmission of electrical energy or power from the generating station to the consumers. This is most important use, or we can say application of a transformer. Now, use of transformer in the long distance transmission, we will see in the little detail, as we have studied this thing in the chapter 3rd, current electricity. So it is most important use is that to transfer, use of transformer is in the long distance transmission of electric power. The large scale transmission and the distribution of the electrical energy over the long distances is done with the use of transformers. The voltage output of a generator at generating station is step up so that the current is reduced, and consequently the I square R power loss due to the heat produced in the wire is cut down. Otherwise you won't get any power at the consumer's point. It is then, that is, the power loss is I square R, so I is to be reduced, so voltage is step up. This is the most important thing to be kept in mind. It is then transmitted over a long distances to an area substation, then it is then after it is transmitted. At the generating station, the voltage is suppose 600 volts and power is 1000 kilowatt, correct? You can calculate the current, 1000 kilowatt the power upon voltage, that will give you the power. You know the power is equal to voltage into current, V into I. So, I is equal to P upon V. So, you can calculate this, but it is step up. So, the voltage in the output, this is a step up transformer, is 1,32,000 volts, very high voltage. So, current will be reduced proportionally. We know that if voltage is 100 times, current will be 1/100th, that will be reduced. Total power is same. The power input is equal to power output. Here power is also 1000 kilowatt. If transformer is considered to be ideal transformer, correct? So, the current is reduced and consequently the I square R, the power loss, is cut down by using the step up transformer. It is then transmitted over a long distances to an area substation. It is transmitted again substation. This is a substation. Again step down transformer used. Again it is voltage is reduced, that is 11,000. You must have seen the sign on the pole, that is danger sign, that is due to this. There the voltage is stepped down. It is further stepped down here. This voltage we can't use for our TV and other devices to, correct, to operate those fridge or computer or any other. So, it is again stepped down for household purposes, that is 220, that is one phase. If it is two phase, then they can be given 440 volt line also. There are different lines. So, this is voltage. Generally, generating station is situated in the remote area, that is at the dam side, from where it is to be supplied to the users, villages and cities areas. So, this is done by the long line transmission, the transmission line. So, there is a loss. If transmission line wire has a resistance R and current in the wire, transmission line wire, these are line wires, is I, then I square R will be the loss. So, you consider this, you calculate the current. If you directly transmit, you won't get any power here moment it reaches to the home in villages or cities. You can calculate the current from this, the power divided by voltage and multiply by I, take the I square R. Suppose resistance per kilometer of the wire, transmission line wire is 1 ohm, consider the 10 ohm, multiply it, is a very high figure. Example 7.1 on page number 266 of exercise is a very easy example. 100 ohm resistance is connected to 220 50 hertz supply. What is the RMS value of the current? The RMS value of the current is our voltage, that is 220 upon resistance 100, that is I RMS is equal to voltage RMS upon R. Voltage whatever we get, that is the RMS value. It is not a peak value. Peak value is under root 2 times, that is more than 311 right over there. So, 220 upon 100, that is equal to 2.2. Next, B. What is the net power consumed? Power consumed is voltage into current. P is equal to VI. So, I RMS into V RMS, that is 220 into 2.2, that is 484 watt or 0.484 kilowatt also you can try. Next example 7.2. The peak value of AC supply is 300 watt. This is a high maximum peak value. What is the RMS voltage? The RMS voltage is under root 2 times 300 divided by under root 2, that is I RMS. So, V RMS is equal to V maximum, that is peak value. V maximum or peak value it is also called. This is a maximum. You know, in AC voltage fluctuates. This is the peak value or maximum. This is peak value or it is called V maximum also. In some book it is written E maximum, both are the same. Correct? You can use any symbol. Or E maximum. Current is somewhat less, If it is resistance, they will be in the same phase. Correct? There is no phase if it is resistance. So, if peak value is 300 volt, what is the RMS voltage? The RMS voltage maximum or peak value upon under root 2. Correct? Similarly, in the case of suppose current RMS, I RMS is equal to I maximum upon under root 2. These are the equation you should remember. Next, B part, the RMS value of the current in the AC is 10 ampere. The RMS is 10 ampere. What is the peak current? The peak will be more naturally. So, RMS is 10 ampere. The I maximum is equal to under root 2 times. Here it is you have to divide under root 2. That under root 2 is 1.414. That is comes about 0.707. So, multiply it. But remember that peak value is high maximum current and RMS value is under root 2 times less, that is peak value divided by under root 2. Correct? Peak value upon under root 2. So, if you want maximum, then multiply by RMS value with the under root 2, whether it is current or voltage. So, I maximum or V maximum, that is equal to I RMS, as here it is V RMS under root 2. That is equal to 10 into 1.414, that is 14.14. Example 7.3, a 44 millihenry inductor is connected to 220 volt 50 Hz AC supply. Determine the RMS value of the current. RMS value of the current is RMS voltage upon inductive reactance. Inductive reactance, XL, that plays the same role as the resistance plays in the circuit, correct? So, it is given by XL and XL is equal to 2 pi nu L, or in some book this nu is the frequency, they use mu F also, F for the first letter of the frequency. So, any letter you can use, in your book they have used nu, and that is equal to 2 into 3.14 pi, frequency is 50 Hertz and the L is 44 millihenry, that is 44 into 10 to minus 3 Henry. So, I RMS is equal to voltage upon resistance, that is inductive reactance here, there is 2 into 3.14, this value you put this, and that comes about 15.9 ampere. So, there is no space, so I written here, I hope that you will take a little trouble to read this answer. 7.4 on the same page, that is page number 266, all are on the page number 266. A 60 microfarad capacitor is connected to 110 volt 60 Hertz AC supply. Determine the RMS value of the current. Same way, here the RMS voltage 110 divided by the capacity reactance. The capacity reactance XC is equal to 1 upon 2 pi nu C or FC. So, XC is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC. So, everything is given. So, 1 upon 2 into pi 3.14 into frequency, that is frequency is 60 Hertz given, correct, or you can note here, it is already noted. If you note the value and then introduce in the equation, that is better, marks won't be deducted. 1 upon 2 into 3.14 into 60 into capacitance of a capacitor, that is 60 microfarad, that is 60 into 10 to minus 6 farad, correct, and that is equal to 44.2 ohms. You know the units of capacity reactance XC, unit of inductive reactance XL, and unit of resistance are the same because they play the same role. Now, I RMS is equal to, as before, E RMS upon E or V, both the symbols are used, correct. In some book the it is E0 and I0 also used for maximum current and voltage upon XC. So it is equal to 110 upon 4.44.2, that is resistance, and that comes about 2.49 ampere. Example 7.6, page number 266, same page. Now obtain the resonant frequency omega r of a series LCR circuit with L is equal to 2 Henries, C is equal to 32 microfarad and R is equal to 10 ohm. What is the Q value of the circuit? We know that the omega, that as resonance, the capacitive reactor, inductive reactance, they are same. XL is equal to XC. That is, XL is equal to omega L and XC is equal to 1 upon omega C. That is equal to omega R is equal to 1 upon under root LC. You can use direct this equation. So L is equal to 2 Henry, C is equal to 32 microfarad. So L and C are given. That is omega R is equal to 2 into 32 into 10 is to minus 6. That is equal to this. You can write 32 into 2, that is 64. Square root of 64 is 8. And square root of 10 is to minus 6 is 10 is to minus 3. It will go up, that is 10 is 1000 upon 8, that is 125. So resonant frequency omega R is R for resonant and omega is angular frequency, 125 radian per second. Now Q factor. Q factor is given by the equation omega R L, resonant frequency, into inductance L upon R, resistance. So everything, omega R we have already calculated, 125, L is 2 Henry and R is 10 ohm. So Q is equal to 125 into 2 upon 10, that is 250 upon 10, that is 0, cut 25. Next example, a charged 30 microfarad capacitor is connected to a 25 millihenry inductors. What is the angular frequency of free oscillation? Free oscillation, that is resonant oscillation at the resonant frequency of the circuit. The C is equal to 1, that is omega is equal to, or omega R also you can write, it is a resonant frequency, 1 upon under root LC. C is 30 microfarad, that 30 into 10 is to minus 6 farad, and inductor is 27 millihenry, that 27 into 10 is to minus 3 Henry. Introduce the value in the equation. So 27 into 10 is to minus 3 into 30 into 10 is to minus 6. That comes about, this is 27 into 3, that is 81. And this 0, that is minus 6 minus 3 minus 9 plus 1, that is minus 8. So square root of minus 8 is minus 4. It will go up, that will be 4, 10 is to 4. And under root 81, that is 9, that is 1 upon 9 into 10 is to 4, or 1.1. This ratio is 0.11, that is, and this power 4, that is, it will be 1.1 into 10 is to 3 radian. 7.8. Suppose the initially charge on the capacitor in the question, the earlier question 7.7 is 6 millicoulomb. What is the total energy stored in the circuit initially, and what is the total energy at later time? We know that the total energy remains constant, that is capacitor is charged fully, correct? That is charge is 6 millicoulomb, that is capacitors store energy, that is electrical energy UE is equal to half Q square upon C. That is Q0, that is maximum charge, that is what is given, value 6 millicoulomb. And the magnetic energy in the inductor is 0, correct? When the circuit is closed, the capacitor will discharge. Charge on the capacitor will decrease, the current will increase, and magnetic energy will increase. It will be stored in the form of inductors. This oscillates as the charge and the energy oscillates periodically between the C and the L. So initially, this initial energy, that is total energy initially, the U is equal to electrical energy UE, that is stored in the capacitor, plus UB, that is energy stored in the inductor. Initially capacitor is charged, so magnetic energy UB is 0. There is no energy magnetic field in the inductor. So UE is equal to half we know that it is equal to half Q0 square upon C. Q0 is 6 into 10 raised to 36 millicoulomb, that is 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 coulomb, and capacitance of a capacitor C is equal to 30 microfarad, that is 30 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. So energy U is equal to half into Q square, that is 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 square upon C, that is 30 into 10 raised to minus 6. So this will be 30 into 2, 60, and this power will be, this is 6 into square, that is 6 into 6, 36 upon 60, and this power will be cancel, because 10 raised to minus 3 square, that is 10 raised to minus 6, this is minus 6, so this will be cancelled. So this 36 upon 60, that comes about 0.6 joules, symbol is J. At the later time, what will happen? The capacitor will discharge, current will, it is like this. Initially capacitor is fully charged, so charge is Q0. So energy is half Q square by C. Value of the capacitor is C. This is inductor L. When circuit is completed, what will happen? The capacitor starts discharging. Here no current is flowing, I is equal to current in the circuit is 0, as already we have discussed. As circuit is closed, capacitor start discharging, that is charge will reduce and it will store in the form of magnetic field energy. Correct? So after later on, after some times, there will be partly UE, and that is electric energy stored in the capacitor, and partly UB, that is magnetic energy stored in the inductor. (7.10) This is an important question. A radio can tune over the frequency range of the portion of medium wave. That is, there are bands in the, that is medium wave broadcast band between the 800 kilohertz to 1200 kilohertz. So radio is tuned between these two frequencies. If its LC circuit has an effective inductance of 200 millihenry, what must be the range of the variable condenser, that is capacitor, capacitance of a capacitor? For tuning the frequency of free LC oscillator, we have to tune it. There are incoming waves of many frequencies from they are transmitted from radio station. We have to pick up in our radio. So we have to tune in our radio, and that is done by the adjusting the gain capacitor, or called the variable capacitor. Inductor we can't change. So inductor's value we can't change. So inductor is 200 millihenry, that will remain the same. We can change the value of capacitor so that the circuit will be in the resonance. When it will be resonance, maximum current will flow in the circuit and signal will be pick up. That will give a louder sound. Correct? For tuning the frequency of free LC oscillation, that is resonance oscillation, correct, should be equal to the frequency of the radio wave. Frequency of the tuning in our radio, that should be equal to the frequency of the incoming radio wave from the radio station which are transmitted. So F is equal to, we have to tune it in our radio according to the radio waves which are coming in our radio. So F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC, we know that. Or C is equal to, that is C is equal to, take this here, correct, F square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi square LC. So C is equal to 1 upon 4 pi square F square L. The frequency range, first take there are two frequency ranges 800 kilohertz. Let us take first case of the for frequency 800 kilohertz. What is the value of the capacitor, variable capacitor? C is equal to 1 upon 4 pi square F, that is 800 kilohertz, that is 800 into 10 raised to 3 square into inductance of an inductor, that is 200 millihenry, that is 200 into 10 raised to power minus 6 Faraday. This comes about C is equal to 197.8 into 10 raised to minus 12 Faraday. 10 raised to minus 12 Faraday is the picofarad. So we can write as a PF 198, approximately this could be written as 198 and to the power 10 raised to minus 12, that is picofarad. Next, for another frequency F is equal to 1200 kilohertz. What should be the value of the C? Again, as we have used the equation 1 upon 4 pi square F square A. So 4 pi square frequency is different. You can say F1 and F2 also. 1200 into 10 raised to 3 square into 200 into, that is inductor's L is value 200 micro. Sorry, this is not millihenry, it is a microhenry. So 200, as in the earlier also, it is 200, not millihenry, make the correction microhenry. So this is microhenry. So 4 pi, C is equal to 4 pi square F square, that is 200 into 10 raised to 3 square into 200 into 10 raised to minus 6. So C is equal to 87.9 into 10 raised to minus 12 Faraday, that is picofarad. Approximately this you can write 88 picofarad. This is a variable capacitor's value, the capacitance of a capacitor. You can see that if frequency is more, capacitance C is inversely proportional to the frequency. So this frequency is 1.5 time, correct? So this will be 1.5 time, this is more, that is square of the frequency. So that is, it is, as frequency is more, the capacitor will be, capacitance of a capacitor required will be less. The C should have the range between these two. The variable capacitor, this is 198 picofarad, that is for the 800 kilohertz, and 88 picofarad for the 1200 kilohertz. Remember that if frequency is more, the C will be less. For this is a less frequency than this. So for this C will be more. For this the C will be less. 7.11 example. The figure shows the series LCR circuit connected to a variable frequency 230 watt. This is a variable frequency source. The inductor L is equal to 5 Henry. Capacitor C is capacitance of a capacitor C is 80 microfarad and resistance R is 40. This LCR circuit, correct, as we have seen earlier. So here question now, determine the resonance frequency, amplitude Z, amplitude of the circuit, and the current amplitude at resonance frequency. I have written in short due to the shortage of the space. So I leave it to you, or the question is already given in the book. The C, RMS potential drop across the three elements, that is inductor, capacitor and the resistor. Show that the potential drop across the LC combination is 0 at the resonating frequency. We know that they are out of phase by 180 degrees. So the potentials are out of a VL and VCR in opposite direction. So they are added vectorially, and that is net resultant is 0. So answer is now first question. RMS value of the potential is equal to 230 already given. The inductors is 5 Henry and capacitance of a capacitor is 80 microfarad and resistance R is 40. This is a LCR circuit, LCR, correct. You can connect this way also, anyway. This is a series connection. You can put anywhere the R, C or L. So resonant frequency we know that is given by 1 upon under root LC. correct? Because at resonance the XL is equal to XC. Inductive reactance XL is equal to capacitive reactance XC, and XL is equal to omega L, and XC is equal to 1 upon omega C. You know the famous. From that you can get the omega R is equal to resonant frequency 1 upon under root LC. That is 1 upon L is given 5 Henry and C is 80 microfarad, that is 80 into 10 raised to minus 6. That comes about 50, correct? 50 radian per second. B. Now impedance Z is equal to R square under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C bracket square. We know that the omega L is equal to 1 upon omega C at resonance. So this will be 0. This is equal to this. So difference will be 0. So under root R square is R. Because XL is equal to XC at resonant frequency, that is omega L is equal to 1 upon omega C. So Z is equal to under root R square, this will be 0 into bracket omega L minus 1 upon omega C square, and this will be 0. So that will be Z is equal to under root R square, that is square root of R square is R. So Z is equal to only R, value of the R is given already, it is 40 ohms. So impedance Z total opposed in the circuit due to all three elements is at resonance is only the Z, that is resistance R. It is purely resistive circuit, you know, we have already discussed it. So only there will be resistance, and current depends upon the resistance. Current value, peak value will be more if resistance is less. If peak value will be less if resistance is more, and vice versa. Current amplitude at resonance, that is voltage, maximum voltage upon Z, that is under root 2 times Vrms upon 40, that is 8.1 ampere. Now Irms is Vrms upon R. Vrms is already given 230 upon 40, that is equal to 00 cut 23 upon 4 ampere. Now voltage across the inductor, Vrms L, that is equal to Irms into inductive reactance XL, that is omega RL. Omega is 50, already we have calculated, and the L is already given, that value L is 5 Henry. So you can calculate, there is a shortage of space, so I leave it to this calculation. Similarly, Vrms across the C is equal to Irms into capacitive reactance, that is 1 upon omega RC. Omega is 50 and C is, that is 80 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. So you can calculate this one. Then last one. So that the potential drop across the LC combination is 0 at the resonance frequency, because this potential, they will be out of phase by 180 degree. You know that say this is the current, then this is the potential VL and this is the potential VC. These are out of phase, they are added vectorially by 180 degree. So net VL minus VC or VC minus VL is 0. So net potential drop across this is 0. So only potential drop across the resistance. So whatever potential drop across the resistance, that is R into, that is current, that is 23 upon 4 RMS value into 40, that will come 230, that will come about 230. You can calculate this, correct? So total supplied is 230, which is supplied, that will be appear across the R. This will be cancelled, this will be about more than 1400 volt it will come, but they are out of phase, so they will cancel. So voltage will appear only across this resistance, and that is 23 upon 4 into 40. What is the answer? 40, that is 4 will cancel, the 10 into 23, that is 230, whatever we applied the source. So source voltage 230 will appear across the resistance. These are the voltage will appear, but they are out of phase, they will cancel, they add to 0.